What if I told you that most people don't actually have friends? They just have distractions with names. Think about it. Right now, your phone is probably full of contacts, group chats, notifications, and streaks. Memes getting shared every 5 minutes. And because of that, you convince yourself you're surrounded by people. You convince yourself you belong somewhere. But let me ask you a question that's a little more uncomfortable. If your entire life collapsed tomorrow, if you lost your money, your status, your confidence, your popularity, if you disappeared from social media for 6 months and had absolutely nothing to offer anyone, who would still stay? Who would still call you? Who would still check if you ate? Who would sit beside you in silence without needing entertainment from you? That number gets very small, very fast. And honestly, that realization hurts, because most of us spend years building circles instead of connections. We collect people like trophies. More followers, more friends, more names. But deep down, a lot of those relationships are built on convenience, not loyalty. Some people are only around you because you sit next to them in class. Some only text you because they're bored. Some only invite you because you make the room less awkward. And the second life changes, the second schedules stop matching, the friendship disappears like it never existed in the first place. Society makes you think that if you don't have a massive friend group, something must be wrong with you. So people keep fake relationships alive, just to avoid silence. But having 20 people to laugh with means absolutely nothing if you have nobody you can cry in front of without pretending to be okay. A real friend is rare. A real friend is someone who sees the worst version of you and still chooses to stay. Not because they benefit from you, not because you're useful, but because they genuinely care about who you are. And the craziest part, real friends will usually challenge you more than fake ones ever will. Fake friends want the easy version of you, the comfortable version, the version that stays small so they never feel insecure around you. The moment you start improving yourself, watch how certain people react. You start going to the gym, they call you obsessed. You start focusing on studies or business, they tell you to relax. You stop wasting your time on drama, suddenly you've changed. Why? Because your growth reminds them that they're standing still. A fake friend secretly wants you to succeed, but not more than them. Never more than them. But a real friend hears your impossible dream and immediately starts figuring out how to help you reach it. They clap for you in rooms you aren't even in. They defend your name when you can't hear the conversation. They celebrate your wins without turning it into a competition. That kind of loyalty is rare now. And here's the hard truth nobody likes hearing. If you want friendships like that, you also have to become someone worthy of them. You can't expect deep loyalty while giving people surface-level effort. Being a good friend takes discipline. It means checking up on people even when you're tired. It means listening instead of waiting for your turn to speak. It means showing up for someone else's success while your own life feels like it's falling apart. And sometimes, it means telling them the truth they don't want to hear. Because fake friends protect your feelings. Real friends protect your future. A fake friend watches you destroy your life and stays quiet to avoid conflict. A real friend risks the argument. They tell you when you're being lazy, when your ego is getting out of control, when you're hurting people, and when you're becoming someone you promised you'd never become. That honesty can sting, but it comes from love, not jealousy. And I learned that lesson the hardest way possible. A few years ago, I had someone in my life I genuinely thought would always be there. We understood each other perfectly. Same humor, same goals, but over time, I became selfish without even noticing it. I stopped appreciating their loyalty because I assumed it was permanent. I would cancel plans last minute. I'd disappear when they needed support. I'd joke about their problems while expecting them to care deeply about mine. And the scary thing about good people is that they usually don't explode when you hurt them. They just slowly stop trying. The replies get shorter, the conversations get colder, the distance quietly grows until one day you realize the connection is gone. And by the time I understood how badly I had treated that friendship, it was already too late. That regret changes you, because you realize genuine people are not replaceable. The internet teaches us that everyone is disposable. Move on, find new people, there are billions of humans. But that mindset is dangerous. Finding someone who truly understands your soul is rare. Someone who pushes you to become better instead of pulling you backwards. That's rare. Someone who stays loyal when you have nothing to offer. That's rare. So stop treating meaningful people like they're easy to replace. And another thing people need to hear. It's okay to outgrow certain friendships. That doesn't make you evil. Sometimes you're trying to build discipline, focus, and a future, while the people around you still only care about gossip, parties, and wasting time. Every hangout feels like you have to shrink yourself just to fit in. You start feeling guilty for wanting more out of life. Don't. Not everyone is meant to walk with you forever. Some people are chapters, some are lessons, some are warnings, and forcing yourself to stay connected to people you've mentally outgrown just because of history will slowly destroy your growth. You cannot fly while carrying people who refuse to leave the ground. Now listen carefully, because this part matters the most. The strongest friendships are not the loudest ones. They're not built on constant texting or daily validation. The strongest friendships are peaceful. You can disappear for weeks because life gets busy, and when you talk again, nothing changes. No guilt tripping, no passive aggression, no "you forgot about me," just understanding. That's real maturity, because real connections don't need constant proof to survive. They're built on trust, not attention. If you're lucky enough to have even one person like that in your life, protect that friendship with everything you have. Tell them you appreciate them. Show up for them. Be present. Because one of the worst feelings in the world is realizing someone's value only after they're gone. At the end of the day, your circle becomes your future. The people around you shape your habits, your mindset, your standards, even the way you see yourself. So stop keeping people around just because you're scared of being alone. A small circle with real loyalty will always beat a crowded room full of fake energy. Cut off the people who only remember you when they need something. Distance